The end is here. It wraps its cold fingers around us all eventually, but some meet their end sooner than others. Tonight, we delve into the abyss of the unknown, exploring the darkest corners of human experience. Are you brave enough to face the darkness? Nestled in the musty halls of an aging hotel lies Room 104. This room, shrouded in mystery and whispers, has a history that sends shivers down the spine of even the bravest souls. On the surface, it seems like any other room: faded wallpaper, a flickering lamp, the faint scent of mildew. Yet there's an unsettling aura that clings to the air, a sense of foreboding that one can't quite shake off. But beneath the veneer of normalcy, something sinister festers. The room seems to breathe with a life of its own, shadows dancing in the corners, whispering secrets of the past. Guests reported strange occurrences, whispers in the dead of night, cold spots, and fleeting glimpses of a figure lurking in the corner of their eyes. These experiences were not mere figments of imagination, but shared by many who dared to stay. They would leave, shaken and disturbed, their vacations cut short by an unspoken dread. The fear etched on their faces told stories of sleepless nights and an overwhelming urge to escape. The hotel staff dismissed their claims as overactive imaginations. They would smile politely, assuring guests that nothing was amiss, but behind their eyes a flicker of doubt lingered. But the disappearances couldn't be explained away so easily. Posters of missing persons began to adorn the walls, each face a haunting reminder of those who vanished. One by one, guests who dared to spend the night in room 104 vanished without a trace, their belongings left behind, untouched, as if they had simply stepped out for a moment and never returned. The police investigated, but the room offered no clues, no signs of struggle. It was as if the room itself had swallowed them whole, leaving no evidence of their existence. It was as if they had been swallowed whole, their existence erased from reality. The bed remained perfectly made, the room eerily undisturbed, a chilling testament to the unknown. Room 104 remained sealed shut, a grim reminder of the darkness that can lurk beneath the surface of the ordinary. The door, now marked with police tape, stood as a silent guardian of its secrets. For those who dare to cross the threshold, a fate far worse than death may await. The room beckons, a siren call to the curious and the brave, but its embrace is cold and unforgiving. On the outskirts of a forgotten town stands the silhouette of what was once known as Cranbrook Mental Asylum. Now it's a decaying monument to human suffering, a place where the echoes of madness still linger. The asylum's history is woven with threads of pain, despair, and experimental treatments that would make your blood run cold. Urban explorers venture into its depths, hoping to capture a glimpse of the supernatural. Many claim to have encountered her, the ghost of a nurse driven mad by the horrors she witnessed. Her white uniform, stained with what looks like blood, flits through the decaying corridors, her mournful cries echoing through the empty wards. Cold spots, sudden drops in temperature, and malfunctioning electronic equipment are common occurrences. The abandoned asylum is not just haunted, it's a living, breathing entity, feeding off the fear of those foolish enough to enter its domain. Cranbrook stands as a chilling reminder that some places hold on to their darkness long after the lights have gone out. In the realm of the macabre, there exists a breed of objects that inspire fear and unease. Cursed dolls. These dolls, often found in the most unexpected places, carry with them a history of malevolence and dread. This is the story of one such doll, its porcelain face frozen in a perpetual sneer, its eyes seeming to follow your every move. The doll's expression, a mix of malice and mockery, seemed to pierce through the very soul of anyone who dared to look at it. It was discovered in the attic of a dilapidated Victorian mansion, its tiny hands clutching a faded handwritten note that simply read, "She's mine now." The attic, filled with dust and cobwebs, seemed to echo with the whispers of the past, adding to the doll's eerie presence. The antique dealer who found the doll thought nothing of it and sold it to a young woman, an avid collector of antique toys. She was thrilled with her find, unaware of the dark history that accompanied it. From the moment the doll crossed the threshold of her home, a palpable darkness descended. The once warm and inviting home now felt cold and unwelcoming. Shadows seemed to stretch and twist in unnatural ways. The woman began to experience vivid nightmares, plagued by images of the doll coming to life. Each night the dreams grew more intense, the doll's sneer more sinister, as if it was feeding off her fear. Objects moved on their own, lights flickered ominously, and whispers seemed to emanate from the very walls. The whispers, barely audible, spoke of secrets and curses, driving the woman to the brink of madness. Her sanity started to unravel, her grip on reality loosening with each passing day. She could no longer distinguish between what was real and what was a product of her tormented mind. One evening, the woman's neighbours, alarmed by her screams, called the police. They had heard her cries for help, her pleas for the torment to end, and feared for her safety. They arrived to find her huddled in a corner, eyes wide with terror, pointing a shaking finger at the doll. The sight of the woman, broken and terrified, was enough to convince the officers that something was terribly wrong. The doll was removed from the home and locked away, but the strange occurrences continued. The woman, though relieved to be rid of the doll, could still feel its presence as if it had left a part of itself behind. The cursed doll remains a chilling reminder that some toys are better left untouched, some evils better left undisturbed. It now sits in a dark room, untouched and undisturbed, a silent testament to the horrors it once unleashed. Along desolate highways and lonely stretches of road, a chilling legend persists. The legend of the phantom hitchhiker. A solitary figure, often a young woman, thumb outstretched, seeking a ride into the night. Her story is as old as time itself, a cautionary tale whispered from one traveller to another. It begins innocently enough, a lone driver on a dark road, headlights illuminating the figure of a hitchhiker. Compassion compels the driver to stop, to offer a helping hand to a stranger in need. The hitchhiker is always polite, soft-spoken and grateful for the ride. But as the miles pass, a sense of unease settles over the driver. The hitchhiker speaks in riddles, their words laced with cryptic warnings. Then, just as quickly as they appeared, they vanish, leaving behind only an empty seat and a lingering sense of dread. Encounters with the phantom hitchhiker are always unsettling, often terrifying and sometimes deadly. So the next time you're driving alone on a dark road, think twice before you offer a ride. Deep in the heart of ancient forests, where sunlight struggles to penetrate the dense canopy, there lurks an entity as old as time itself, the shadow in the woods. This shadowy figure has been the subject of countless tales and legends passed down through generations, each adding a layer of mystery and fear. It is a creature of darkness, a manifestation of our deepest fears. The shadow in the woods embodies the unknown, the unseen and the unexplainable, making it a powerful symbol of the primal fear that resides within us all. Those who dare to venture into its domain speak of a feeling of being watched, of an unseen presence that follows their every move. The air grows colder, and the forest seems to close in around them, amplifying their sense of dread. The shadow in the woods is often described as a tall, humanoid figure shrouded in darkness. Its form is elusive, always just out of clear sight, blending seamlessly with the shadows of the trees. Some say it has glowing red eyes piercing through the darkness like embers in a dying fire, while others claim it has no face at all, just an empty void that absorbs all light. There are stories of hikers who have strayed from the path, lured deeper into the woods by an unseen force. These tales often end in tragedy, with the lost never to be seen again, swallowed by the forest's depths.